Welcome to the Increda-dental podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Flynn. Our goal is to make a positive impact in the dental field. I have been a dental assistant, a biller, an office manager, a scheduler, a hygienist, and a dental coach, which makes me your biggest fan. My husband was in the military and we traveled all over the United States. I had opportunities to work in many different practices, and I saw incredible practices and practices that had a lot of potential within them. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive into the podcast. Welcome to the Increda-dental podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Flynn. Today we're going to talk about cancellations and how to change a cancellation to a confirmation. Now, this is one of the problems that we have. First off, we have patients sign a cancellation agreement. So we're already letting the patient know that we have a cancellation problem and we're using that word within the office. I want you to consider the cancellation word like the F word in the practice. You wouldn't say that to a patient. Don't use the word cancellation. There's a change in the schedule. There's an opportunity for a patient to come in, but don't say the word cancellation. So we want to change the cancellation policy to a confirmation policy. And in the confirmation policy is what we need to do is train the patients. Too often we have patients who call right before the appointment, maybe the day of, or 24 hours or 12 hours, whatever it is, and they ruin the schedule. They totally change the schedule. You have 5 patients every day who are changing the schedule because they haven't been trained properly. And we need to train our patients properly so that way they know that they cannot ruin the schedule, that we are in charge of the schedule, and that we need to train them not to ruin that schedule. Think of it as potty training or training a puppy. You don't want them to urinate on the carpet. You want to train them to go to the bathroom in the right spots. And that's what we're doing for our patients. We are training them to use their time better and utilize our time better too. So what I recommend is this. You have a confirmation policy, and in that you mention 3 things you will do for your patients. Number 1, and these are just ideas, you can choose your own. Let your patient know we reserve this time primarily for you. And you're letting the patient know that they are the priority and you are reserving time out of your day for your patient. Number 2 thing I recommend to put on there is we will run on time, or you can say we will respect your time. And I don't want you to put that on there if you're an office that tends to run anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes late every day. That's not appropriate. Put it on there if you're an office that sees the patient very quickly within the time that they come into the dental office, because they need to know that you respect their time and that you run on time. Another idea is number 3, take exceptional care of you. We will do our best to take care of you. Number 4, give the best treatment possible with the latest technology. So let them know these are 4 ideas. There's other ideas out there. Be comfortable, brainstorm, explore. What things can you add to let the patients know why this confirmation policy is very valuable? You want to let them know you're offering all these items. I recommend 3. And then say, in return, we ask that when we make an appointment for you, it's considered confirmed. We can do a reminder call for you if that would help you. But making this appointment is a confirmation of your appointment, and we expect you to show up. And you don't want to say we expect you to show up, but you want to let them know, I'm going to go ahead and schedule you for 6 months from now, 4 o'clock on Tuesday, June 13th. This appointment reserved for you, we're considering this appointment confirmed. Would you like a reminder call or a text or an email? What works best if you would like a reminder? And then you let the patients choose. And then take a moment and look at the patient eye to eye and say, this is what I need you to do in return. If your schedule changes, if something happens, I need you to give as much notice as possible. So that way we can get this taken care of. Don't let them know that we have other patients begging for their spot, or you don't want to make it appear competitive, but just let them know so you get this taken care of for the patient. Now you can choose the consequence for this. Some people charge a fee. And the way to handle that is if you charge a fee, you tell the patient, well, if they kind of say, oh, you're going to charge me that fee for not coming in, just let them know this is billed automatically. I don't have any control over it because you canceled your appointment 12 hours in advance or 5 hours in advance, and I can't fill it that quickly. So yes, there will be a fee charged. Or you can choose to tell the patient, well, it's going to be 3 months before I can get you back, but let's get you scheduled. Put the patient off. Their emergency or whatever happened in their schedule is not your problem. You're teaching the patient that they need to respect your schedule. So choose whatever works best for you, but know that there are options out there to help train your patients to do better and to be a better patient. Because too often the front office is running around trying to fill the schedule at the last minute when really they should be looking at Google reviews or checking on insurance or improving patient relationships by talking to the person who's in the waiting room if they're there for a couple minutes. There are so many other items that the front office can do besides running around and trying to fill the schedule. So train your patients, get them trained so that way they will keep their appointments and they will respect your time as you show them the value that you're giving them, and putting it in writing and having a confirmation agreement will really help your practice move forward to be more successful. Thank you for joining me.